about the Deccan Plateau, Dokur village, climate and rainfall and soils. In that types of soils also I explain you. Now I am going to enter a new topic, water resources, tanks and ponds. What do you mean by water resources? Water resources means which are stored. Water are stored in tanks or ponds. Okay, let us see the page number 29. Pettacheruvu is the main tank in the Dokur village. It gets water only when the tank of Devarkadra is filled, which is around 5 km from Dokur village. When Pettacheruvu of Dokur is filled with that water, it flows to other tanks like Chakali, Koikunta, Avani Vampu, Bedi and Vampu, which are smaller tanks close to this place. What we have therefore is like a necklace of pearls. There is a chain of tanks. Okay, Pettacheruvu. Okay, in the Dokur village there is a Pettacheruvu and Devarakadra Mandal. And if this cheruvu is filled with water, if this Pettacheruvu is filled full of water, then it passes to tanks and ponds. If this filled with full of water, then it flows like a chain of pedals, like chain of pedals, and it flows. Water will flows from place to place. And these tanks were excavated along a ghost site so that rainwater could be stored in a systematic manner so that it could be used during the months after the monsoon is over. With such low rainfall, people devised the system of a chain of tanks to capture as much water as they could. The water in these tanks also recharged the surrounding wells. Okay, see, if there is an issue of water, then this water can flows from one place to another place, and if they are having some problem of water, then they will take the water from Pettacheruvu. And later on in the monsoon season, it is covered with rainfall, and in this rainfall, less rainfall means there will be no water in this Pettacheruvu. And if the rain is heavy, then it is filled with full of water. Next, let us see about one person. The person name is Venkat Reddy in the Dokur village. Venkat Reddy, an elderly farmer from the village, recalls, in the olden days, one person from each farming family would join in removing slit from the tank, clearing the weeds, etc. They would together catch the fish. The fish that were caught would be placed as a heap in the center of the village and shared by everyone. See, Venkat Reddy is a farmer and he used to take all clearing the weeds, etc. and small works he will do. If they will be having some work like they are catching the fishes in this Pettacheruvu, they will be shared each and everyone in the village. That is the story of the Venkat Reddy. He is a small farmer in the Dokur village. The paddy crop is now dependent on borewells dug downstream of the tank and not on water drawn from tank. Traditionally, the tank water had irrigated nearly 400 acres of land and most sections of people had some access to this tank. Today, most of the cultivated land depends on borewells. Okay, if everyone needs water to cultivate the land, yes or no? And here, they are very small farmers and large farmers in the Dokur village. Someone has 4 acres cultivate the land. Okay, 4 acres. 4 acres of land they are having to cultivate the land. Any crop like vegetables or leaf vegetables and each and everything like groundnut, bajra. Okay, everything which they want to cultivate they can do, but the water must be compulsory and fertilizer, crops, each and everything is very important to cultivate the things. Wells and borewells. I am going to tell about the wells and borewells. The village did have wells that were 40 to 60 feet deep, but the wells have now dried up. In a region of low rainfall and no percolation from the tanks is disused. These wells also have little water. People have stopped digging wells. Okay, in the Dopur village, they are not having a proper water. So the people are stopped digging the wells. They are facing some problems about the water. The groundwater takes the 30 to 60 feet. 30 to 60 feet. They are not getting any water facilities. The groundwater table is very low in the plateau region, but now everyone wants to rely on bore wells, even though only a few bore wells can be successful. There is stiff competition for water. Over the years, with everyone digging for water, the depth of bore wells has increased. From 100 to 150 feet earlier, water is now available after 200 feet in some places and 500 feet in other places. Even the farmers with very small holdings are forced to dig bore wells. Digging bore wells is expensive and risky, as we can see from the examples below. And see here, everyone is facing a problem to digging the bore wells to come the water out. In some places they are digging to 200 feet and 500 feet. If they have luckily they are getting water, means everything will be under control for each and every crop. And let us see the example. And Mogilanna, a small farmer, says that it cost 1 lakh rupee to dig a bore well. He dug 4 bore wells, but only one came into use. To make matters worse, water from the bore well is sufficient only to cultivate 1 acre of land. Similarly, a big farmer in the village, Narendra Reddy, narrated that he dug 15 bore wells for his 20-acre land, but water is available into bores only. See here, Mogilanna, okay, he is a farmer. He did the bore wells 4 times. Okay, first 3 times he did not get any water. Luckily, the 4th one he did the well and he got the water from the bore well. And one more person, he is a Narendra Reddy, and he narrated and he dug 15 bore wells for his 20 acres of land. Narendra is 15. Okay, 15 bore wells he has taken for his 20 acre of land. 20 acres. Next. Bore wells are expensive and risky, but all the farmers have shifted to this system. Earlier, the small farmers had better options. From their wells and shares of Ayakutu land, when the system of tanks was in use, today only large farmers can take the risk and benefit from access to the deep groundwater. See here, bore wells are very expensive and risky. Maybe it takes lot of money like 2 lakh, and this is bore wells are very expensive and risky also. Okay. Next topic is agriculture and crops. What do you mean by agriculture and crops? Agriculture means farming. Yes, in any field we can farm that. The farmers of Dokur grow cotton, groundnut, castor, paddy, bajra means sajjalu in Telugu, and alasandalu, pigeon pea and kandalu, red gram. Earlier people would grow mainly millets as food crop. Cotton is grown in the Nallaregadi, black soils, field. Groundnut and castor are grown in the fields of red soils. See here, in the Dokur village, the farmers are used to cultivate the cotton, groundnut, bajra and all those things. Okay, let us say take the first one. Cotton, groundnut, castor, paddy, bajra, alasandalu, and next kandalu. Okay, here cotton, you all know about all this: cotton, groundnut, castor, paddy, bajra, alasandalu and kandalu. These are the major roles placed in the Dokur village. Only these types of crops they will use. Okay, and these are the very important crops. And let us see, the area under groundnut farming has decreased recently due to the threat of wild pigs, and in its places farmers now grow castor, while bajra sajjalu is grown in the white fields. Chaudu, nelalu, loamy soils, red grams and alasandalu, pigeon pea are grown as intermittent crops along with the other crops. See, each and every crop they will be doing each, and particularly these crops are very important in the Dokur village. Next, paddy is grown with the water of Pedda Cheruvu and Sampenga Vagu. Pits are dug in the Vagu stream and the water is drawn with motor pump. If the stream dries up, the paddy crop also get destroyed. See, if the paddy there, farmers they are doing the paddy. Listen everyone clearly. Paddy is grown with the water of Pedda Cheruvu. Yes, for this water is very important, and water will come from the Pedda Cheruvu which is there in Dokur village. And Sampenga Vagu and this pits are dug in the Vagu stream and the water is drawn with motor pump, bore wells, and it gets from the motor pumps. Okay, these are the major things. To destroy the paddy crops also be destroyed. If it dries, okay, dry. If the water is not having a proper use, then the full of crop will be dry and it will be destroyed. Paddy and groundnut are grown by using borewells from October to January, Rabi season. The farmers say that the paddy yield from an acre of land is about 20 to 30 quintals. Over the decades, the cost of agriculture has increased due to increasing prices of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and the use of harvesters. The use of traditional manure has drastically reduced. See, paddy and groundnut are growing by using the borewells. Mainly paddy will take from October to January month. October to January month only they will use the crops of paddy. And it takes 20 to 30 quintals. It takes 20 to 30 quintals of paddy. Next, they have increased the chemical fertilizers, pesticides and the use of harvesters. And each and everything is very important, like pesticides, fertilizers, seeds, water are more. And this is the end of the agriculture and crop. Next, I am going to explain you about the fruit orchards. Fruit orchards. Some farmers of Dokur own mango and orange orchards. These crops require less water than paddy and can be grown on the land previously used for groundnut cultivation. They grow some groundnut as an intermittent in between the trees crop during Rabi season. Large farmers in this area uses sprinklers for irrigation. Fruits. Okay, they have taken mango and orange. Okay, they have taken the mango and orange orchards, and this will be mainly in Rabi season. Okay, mainly used in Rabi season, and this trees crop during the large farmers in this area sprinklers for irrigation, and water is also must to this thing. And this is the end of the topic, and next I will going to explain about the other topic. See, each and everything is very important, and write down the hard words, major points in this topic. Thank you.